Randy, and where's Matt Trevino? Where's that bum at?
Should be here in a minute.
Yeah, these guys are bums. Are you bums ready to start?
Well, yeah, you remember, I just want to put Adam over for a second, that he did come on here and tell us about AEW going to Friday nights before it came out. So he's the hot news source.
Well, I thought that was he broke this?
Adam broke it to us.
I'm not going to give him any credit. Yeah. I'm not going to. I read it on the internet. I'm not going to give it.
You didn't do your job. You're supposed to stooge it off to Russo on timeout.
There you go.
I am going to stooge something off. I'm going to stooge something off. All right, it's this exclusive.
Nice.
All right, Conan was not at the AEW pay-per-view because we were recording from his house a half hour before the show started. I'm going to spoil that.
How did he do that?
That was not a live appearance by Conan.
I saw him. How did he do that?
Spoiled by me.
Was that a 3D?
Doesn't matter. They spoiled everything anyway.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
You see, they were Urban Meyer. They're all good together. Unbelievable.
Dude, they don't give two shits about that stuff. They'll out themselves 30 seconds later.
Dude,
I'll be honest. I was going to watch the pay-per-view, but all I did was read a couple of Cornette's reviews of some of the matches during when I was doing cardio, and I said, I'm not going to watch this. Do you guys? I mean, just here's what happens every single time. This happened for years and years. This has happened. Okay, every time there was an NXT takeover, all right. Every time there's an AEW pay-per-view, okay, with the exception of the exploding where there was complete negativity everything. Every single time they have these shows. And I had friends of mine that would be on Facebook. Remember Jackie Johnson, rest his soul, they always would be like, wrestling's back. Wrestling's coming. Like there's just always
it's
like positive. Like the echo chamber puts it over huge. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. And this has been going on periodically for years and years and years and years. And the numbers still get low every single time. It's like every single time there's a pay-per-view, I watch some of the matches. They're still not my cup of tea. It's still 900 million false finishes and 20. It looks the show when an AEW show starts, it looks like a run-on sentence. Like they just put it's like they're all doing the same things, and they just the one act leaves, the next act comes out, and they're all doing the exact. And this just looks like one big giant sentence. And it doesn't stick out to me the way that style is of all the false finishes. So I can just I fast forward and I saw some of the finishes. None of them were unexpected. I will say this
for what show?
The pay-per-view.
Double or nothing?
Did anybody see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh yeah.
I watched highlights.
Okay. Did Britt Baker get knocked silly?
They were.
The last 5 minutes of that match were terrible.
They were hitting each other.
Did you see that?
They were hitting each other pretty good, yeah.
Because the last 5 minutes was just a clumsy. They called too many difficult spots, and they were having trouble with it. They couldn't lift each other. It was a mess.
A clumsy Britt Baker match?
That's the only match I was watching. Okay, so I watched that. That was at work. I was watching that. Okay, after that, I'm not interested in watching this anymore, so I didn't bother watching the rest of the show.
There was some. I mean, you might have liked seeing old Stinger out there doing his doing planches.
I saw Stinger take a suplex
on
the ramp and no sold it.
Yeah, he got up.
The whole story they've been telling with Sting is like, hey, let's watch out for him. He's an old man and stuff. And then they do the. I can't believe he did that. I mean, I don't know why Sting is submitting to doing all these indie spots with these guys and doing this stuff when he's 61 years old. Is that the way they're trying to make him earn his pay? Is take some very physical looking bumps for a 61-year-old guy? That's unnecessary.
The last time he was in the ring, he got hit with the powerbomb in the corner and almost never got back up. So,
he must be making bank.
It's funny because you know what? Sting was always good, but he wasn't a guy you'd expect to go out there and have like a hardcore match or outside the ring bumps. He never did that in his prime. So now when he comes back, he's doing tables, he's doing floor suplexes. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he has to add that to cover up other shortcomings. Because he's older.
Right.
But
I don't know. Anybody got any comments on this show? I'm not.
We're not going to go over it categorically.
No.
Do you want to?
You want to?
Well, no.
No, I'm
not going because I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Some of the pay-per-view is like, if you guys have any specific things you want to talk about that's outside the echo chamber that hadn't been discussed already, then I'd like to hear.
I was waiting for you to bury Conan for showing up as the DJ.
I did bury it. I buried his appearance because the DJ gig, if you notice the way it was produced, there was nobody there. He couldn't even draw a house.
And did y'all watch Did y'all watch the video of the Fan Fest?
No.
No.
about the Paul White, Orange Cassidy, where they set a table in the middle of the ring, right, at Daly's place. They had all the fans come in and sit down. Paul White sat in the middle. Orange Cassidy was there. Peter Avalon or in the library were there, and they sat at the table and they played Dungeons and Dragons.
Are you kidding me?
At the table, I have video footage of this. And they made the fans sit there and watch them.
Because I used to go to these when I was a kid, and this group has never changed the way they look. I used to go to Dungeons and Dragons conventions when I was in like 8th grade. I played Dungeons and Dragons growing up, okay? And I've been to comic book conventions. And it's like wrestling has taken that segment of society, and that is what they draw.
Well, they also go to conventions, too.
Yeah.
Very
wrestlers go to conventions.
They're wrestlers are comic book geeks.
Too.
Yeah, like in fact, in July here in Houston, Britt Baker and Christian are going to be here. So I'm going to go ahead and heckle them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, Adam, it's I would have thought that maybe if they were like this would have made sense to me if they were sitting at the table and they were playing that wrestling card game we talked about, or if they were playing the video game that AEW is coming out with. That's what I thought you were going to say. Then you're Dungeons and Dragons. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, what the hell's going on here?
So all the fans crowded around every time a wizard defeated something.
Yeah.
I don't know how the game works.
I just sent Joe the video. I just sent Joe the video on Facebook.
Oh, boy.
Just click the link. It's on YouTube. It's sitting right there. They're all sitting there, and the Big Show's sitting there playing Dungeons and Dragons with all the AEW talent, and the fans are sitting there watching it.
So that's
like, what are you doing? Are you paying to go and watch these goofs play Dungeons and Dragons?
So they're watching wrestlers who are in their gimmick cosplay another game. So you have gimmicks cosplaying into another game.
And then there's another video. There's another video in there where Tony Khan comes out and he's talking some crap, and Marco Stunt comes out with him.
Ugh.
And then Marco Stunt jumps onto Tony Khan, and Tony Khan catches him and gives him a big hug and lifts him up. And then he sets him back down, and they're all like dancing and jumping up and down to each other. Basically, a friend of mine went to this whole thing, and he videotaped. He got video and all kinds of stuff.
He was doing like a Mike Durbin stealth infiltration.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, he's a brand member too.
Yeah,
I did notice this in the pay-per-view. They were cheering Miro, so the fans are back, which means they're back up to their old tricks of cheering for the bad guys and booing. Who else were they cheering? They were cheering for Miro. There was another heel they were cheering for. Who were they cheering for? Do you remember?
Britt's a heel, right?
Yes, Britt Baker. They were doing the DMD chant.
Yeah.
And she's these face fans are schmucks. They don't know what the hell they're doing.